Kevin, another successful Saturday at home, a 3-1 victory over Leiston this afternoon. 2 more goals for Matty Stenson in that as well, and pleasing afternoon for you.
Really pleasing. The way we've gone about our work, they're side in fine form, and are the form team in the division at the moment, and you can see why. They pass the ball and manage the ball really well. Got some really competent players in there, and do ask questions of you. To flip that around and look at how we've played and how we've managed the game and the moments that we've been able to go and find. Really pleased. Lots of players putting an awful lot of contribution into getting us over the line, and 3 points today. And Matty will take the plaudits and fair play to him. He's in spectacular form, but there's a lot that happens around him to give him those chances and opportunity. Like everybody in that changing room deserves a whole lot of credit, and it's nice to build on last week, and look forward to next Saturday.
Sure. Caught them somewhat cold. I think that goal within 5 minutes, it almost felt a little bit as if you weren't quite into the game yourselves, but it was an opportunity which you just can't turn those down when they come your way, can you? And it got you off to a good start.
How many times do we say we're getting those good areas down the sides of teams and crosses end up going astray or not ending up finding their way across the box, and Luke's ball to open them up and get Jimmy in. He's telling me he done the left back for post, but I'm not sure he did. His presence of mind there, just to take a look up and just put it in an area, on Matty's head, and he's, trustworthy in those moments and finishes it like he does. It's a nice, platform after 5 or so minutes from which to go and build on. Really pleased with the second goal, the intensity we show, the press, the way we keep the ball live, and then the finish from Max is, again, no less than he deserves. The effort that he's putting into games and the distances he's covering out there is fantastic for us. And those lads that are working hard for one another. I love that in my teams when we've had to be against the ball in the second period, and maybe play on the counter. But understood, we're still in the box seat, leading the game at half time, which is important. And then Ellis is the biggest threat they carried was down their left hand side, and that's where their goals come from. And it's a bit of a test then for Jimmy and Ellis, where they stay in the game and don't allow too much more to develop in that situation. But then Ellis finding a pass down the channel and Steno finishing the way that he did is you can't have enough players in your team that are able to do that. Just really pleased for the lads and everybody in the change room, because they do work hard, and it's been a bit of a challenge with injury wise and what have you. But hopefully, like I say, the 1 or 2 additions, if we can make an addition or 2 through the course of the week, and a couple can come back from injury, hopefully we can get Byron fit. He shouldn't be too far away. Remy's obviously entered the field today, which is great for us. It just keeps that, that sort of the level of the bar moving forward and where you need it to be.
Sure. Luke Rowe came into the side today, obviously, having joined from Bromsgrove Sporting. And you made, I guess, what might from the outside look like a big call in giving him the captain's armband with Sam Whittle injured as well. But I get the feeling you knew exactly what you were going to get from him.
Luke came here when he was 21, didn't he, and played in the National North with us and done all right through that period. And probably I should have kept him in and around the group. Maybe last season, and maybe prior this season. But the thing is that he's continued to make a progress, and the leader that he is. He's tough, he's competitive, he's a great guy to have in that change room. He really wants to win and wants to move his game forward, and you need players like that in the group that are infectious, that are going to stand there strong and battle and scrap right the way for the 90 minutes. And as I say, we've got 1 or 2 younger lads that will be helped by him, even at 23 years old, I think he is, helping them to progress their game. And when you have to be hard and ruthless and difficult to break down, we were exactly that in the second period. Delighted to be working with him again, and hopefully he can enjoy his time with us and really drive us forward for the rest of the season.
I know that fans will once again ask the question about is there any support for Matty Stenson coming in there as well, which we we'll get you to comment on as well. But I suppose the thing you'd say about Luke Rose signing as well is another thing you've identified is that the need for more voices in the team and the need for more organisational skills in there, and people who aren't afraid of stepping up and taking that role.
Exactly that. We are really young. I think Harry's 18, Max is probably 23, Luke's 23. there's a lot of youth within that group now, and we've purposely tried to change that around. And it's not to say that we're not going to have blips and bumps along the way. We will do. But as long as you've got a team of young men that want to fight and scrap and battle for one another, you'll give yourself a chance. And like I say, Jordan dropping into defence there today in the absence of Sam, who's again a big player for us. I thought he was absolutely outstanding, and you couldn't say enough good things about him. We play him all over the place, and he gets on with the job. And like I say, I love players and boys in the team that are able to do that and willing to do that to make sure that we, end up successful.
Sure. And I guess taking that decision to bring more youth into the team and bring some more younger players in there, I mean, that's a strategy that's not without risk, given the league position that you're in. But I guess you had to see it from the perspective of it would be a bigger risk not to change it.
Yeah, I think so. We've spoken about the reason some of the lads move on and wanting in game time, and I understand that. And probably the three lads that have moved on recently, they've all wanted to play more games, and I wasn't prepared to guarantee them that. I kind of looked at it probably long enough. They're still capable players, no doubt about it. But just trying to move us forward, and hopefully we had the fans for them and people wanting 5-year plans and the rest of it, which is okay. We have to play in the moment we find ourselves in the here and now with 10 games left to go, and probably make those bold decisions. And yeah, look, it may work, it may not, but I know, with people like Luke in the team, they're going to give everything they've got to the core to try and get us over the line this season. And it can be difficult when you're changing things around as radically as we perhaps have over the last week or two. But I think when you've got, as I say, young, hungry boys in there that want to work hard for one another and keep developing the spirit that's within the changing room, people have to step up now and be the leaders that they perhaps hadn't looked themselves as being. And that's nice. And when they do, and they can feel that, the comfort of doing it in the changing room, it's big for them and it's big for us.
Sure. I will come back to that question about some support for Matty, because he's gone off today. We have seen him. It seems to be absolutely fine, and you can understand, given the position that he's in, of being the main striker, that if there is any doubt about him and you're in a reasonable enough position, he's, why risk him for the rest of the game? But is there a likelihood of there's some support for him soon? Yeah, look,
if Byron's fit, he's played centrally through his career. He becomes an option, albeit, like I say, probably Byron's optimum position now would be more as a midfielder, as a wide player. But he could potentially go in there should we need him, and hopefully he'll be fit for next Saturday. Outside of that, yes, we do. We do need a more orthodox central striker that we can play centrally. That is going to kind of take some of the burden off Matty. It's just finding the right one and getting the right one over the line. And we've had a couple of lads working with us that are sort of umming and ahhing about, and whether I take the chance and get them into the fold, maybe we will. But like I say, I just want to be as understanding as I can of who's coming into the group and why they're coming into the group and what they're going to offer to us. But you're absolutely right. If we lose Matty, it'd be a major loss to us, no doubt about that. So yeah, we try and keep him in the zone that he's in and keep him fit for as long as we can.
Sure. You've had a couple of home games in a row now. It's now 2 successive Saturdays on the road. St Ives next week, and then Bromsgrove. And before it, we're sort of descending into, the final month or so of the season and some big games there.
Yeah, and that's what we want as a club. Hopefully we want these big games that do matter. It'd be nice if we could go next Saturday and build on what we've done over the last couple of games. And if we can go and find that form. Like I say, there's some great attitudes in there from the lads. We're a little bit quiet. We know that and we see that. That's sometimes what you find with some of the younger players. Some of the older players as well could be a little bit more vocal out there. But if we can get ourselves in a groove now and build that momentum as we saw last season, hopefully we'll give ourselves a chance of staying in and around it.
Kevin, thanks very much for your time as always, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.